Africa is a beautiful continent filled with expansive and diverse land, extraordinary animals, and some of the world's oldest traditions. It is also home to giant deposits of some of the most valuable and rare minerals. However, these materials bring an unfortunate curse along with them.
Diamonds, the chains, the braces, the charms is. I thought my Jesus piece was so harmless.
Blood diamonds, also known as conflict diamonds, are diamonds which are mined from war zones, primarily in Africa, and sold to fund rebel armies and warlords in their efforts against opposing governments. This creates violence, primarily in the form of prolonged civil wars, and destabilizes entire regions. These diamonds should never have a chance to be placed on global markets and need further restrictions and regulations to be put in place to keep it from happening. Conflicts in Africa due to diamonds have continued for decades and even last to this day. Professors Roland Salem and Minion Morrison discuss this in their article about the effects of diamonds in Africa and point out several of the more devastating and longer lasting wars that have occurred on the continent. Examples such as the Democratic Republic of Congo, which has had wars for the last 60 years and a current one ongoing due to its flourishing resource deposits, is a shining example of the devastating impact that resources can cause in a region. Other notable countries include Angola, which has had a civil insurgency from 1975 to 2002, Liberia, wars lasting 1989 to 96, Sierra Leone, 1991 to 2002, and several others. This creates a devastating human toll, with millions of people being killed throughout all of Africa. Paul Oregon, an associate professor of politics, points out several humanitarian issues that also arise, including mutilation, rape, and complete destruction of communities. Along with their previous findings, Salem and Morrison also found a link between diamond wealth and regime change. In countries with weak governments, diamonds attract violence and corruption. This means that citizens are often left unguided and unsure when it comes to their leadership, only making their situation more dire.
These ain't conflict diamonds. Is they Jacob? Don't lie to me, man.
As the 21st century came around, several African countries were in devastating wars like discussed before. This brought a need for change and reform. In 2003, the Kimberley Process Certification Scheme was finally put into place to attempt to fix several of the obvious issues with the diamond trade in Africa. The Kimberley Process was a way to make sure diamonds were not being used to fund wars in Africa. This was done through the certification of each diamond before it could be sold. While the Kimberley Process was able to slow down the trade and sale of blood diamonds, it still has several glaring flaws and issues which hurt its ability to do so. Kajita Sharif and her colleagues exposed loopholes and corruption which allowed blood diamonds to sneak their way into the global market. Along with this, the Kimberley Process also ignores dangerous labor when there's no current war going on. Therefore, several diamonds that consumers purchase can either be blood diamonds or diamonds which are mined through horrid working conditions that serve no benefit to the community who produces them. To break this cycle, we need real accountability, stronger international oversight, transparent supply chains, and educated consumers who demand ethical diamonds. This way, there can be all-time low numbers of blood diamonds and hopefully better working conditions for the artisans and miners of Africa.